I feel like, is it incorrectly oriented? Because it says that I'm vertical. Oh my gosh, what if I'm sideways? I'm checking on my computer and to figure it out. Okay, can you drop a comment if you are here, or a chat, I mean? And if I'm not horizontal, can you tell me that? Hello, hello, hello. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm not correct. Okay, orientation is locked. Oh man, okay. Well, maybe I'm gonna have to go vertical. Okay, what if this is so annoying. How do I not have this figured out yet? Well, I guess we'll just be vertical today. And then you can appreciate my Taylor Swift shirt and my pajama pants. Okay, I hope that's okay. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I felt like I was so prepared this time. And of course, everything still isn't correct. But hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited. And I have all your questions written down like the good student I am. And we are going to go over so much. You guys sent in so many questions. I was so just like touched and just appreciate you guys so much. You asked such thoughtful questions, and that just really means so much to me. So I'm going to hopefully answer everything you're wanting to know. And I'm gonna save the juiciest stuff and like the life update for last, because I know a lot of people join after the beginning. So stay tuned for a dating update and a job search update, because I have some good things to share. So let's dive right in. Since I am showing off the T Swift shirt, let's get into those questions, because I was really shocked. Like, people asked about my Vegas trip and the T Swift concert, and I didn't vlog. I just enjoyed my time there with my family. It was the first time my dad and my sister had ever been to Vegas, and it was the first time I had ever been with them, or they have ever been with me. So me and my mom have gone, oh my gosh, we've gone 3 times together to Vegas, and I absolutely love Vegas. It is not what you would expect, in my opinion, if you've only like thought of Vegas as like gambling and partying. Like, of course you can do that, but you can do so much more. And I personally love it for the food and the entertainment. Like, that is what Vegas is like for, in my opinion. And I usually always go to Vegas. Like, I go to Vegas specifically for concerts. I have seen Lady Gaga there, which I can't wait for her to come back to her residency one day. We saw BTS last year, which was incredible. And then this year we saw T Swift. And it was phenomenal. At first, I'm gonna say no spoilers, and then I'll say some spoilers, but I'll warn you, and then I'll give like a little signal to come back if you just want to mute me. So, no spoilers. The show is amazing. It is literally like 3.5 hours of Taylor, and like, she barely takes a break. It's actually like a little alarming. Like, she literally does not take a break pretty much the entire time. And so I really hope she is taking care of herself and like getting the rest she needs, because she is going so hard on this tour, and it's incredible, like the quality of the performance and like her voice and everything. But I just always want her to take care of herself so she doesn't like get sick or burn out. So if you have the chance to see her, go. It is awesome. The merch is way better in person. I was like, I'm not gonna get any of that merch. And I ended up getting 2 shirts, and I want like sweatshirts if they have it in stock at, I'm going to the Philly show, and then hopefully New Jersey. I always say Newark, like, but it's in East Rutherford, but it's like New York, New Jersey. But I'm hoping to get to at least 2 more shows. And anyway, I'll give some spoilers now for my favorite parts and my least favorite parts. So if you don't want to hear this, mute me and I'll give a little signal for you to come back when I'm done. So, spoiler, my favorite part of the show. Oh my God. And it's a spoiler, but it's also just a generic thing that she performed so many songs I never thought I would ever see performed. Like Folklore and Evermore, I just really didn't know if she would ever perform those songs in concert because I didn't know she would do like an Eras tour. I thought it would just be like a specific album tour, and I was like, no way will she tour specifically for more like indie albums. But she integrates them so well into the show, and the Era's whole concept is awesome, the way they like execute it. And so my favorite songs that I saw perform that I never ever thought I would see performed, and these are spoilers, so mute if you don't want to hear. But August is one of my all-time favorite songs in the world. She performed that. 'Tis the Damn Season. I almost died because I love that song. I'm always like playing it on repeat. Like when Evermore came out, that song was just on repeat literally like every time I drove. So I love that. And then one of the songs that like she basically has the pretty much the same set list for the majority of songs, but then it seems like 2 or 3 songs she switches up per show. And in the night that we saw her in Vegas, she was telling a story that I had never heard before. I don't know if like this was ever like publicized, but Evermore was recorded at Marcus Mumford's home recording studio, which first of all was such a cool insight. Like she was saying that because it was during COVID, pretty much every recording studio was shut down. So then she had her like friends or whoever was working with her on the album like contact their friends, and she was able to record it at the Mumford like home recording studio or something. And Marcus Mumford isn't like featured on Cowboy Like Me, like it's not credited in the title, but apparently he does like backup vocals. And she was like, and we have Marcus Mumford here tonight to sing Cowboy Like Me. And I was so in shock. That is another one of my favorites. And never thought I would see that performed in my wildest dreams. And to hear it like sung as a duet with like a male voice and a female voice was just so incredible, because like Alyssa gets so tired of me saying that I just want Taylor to sing with like a male voice more, because just the harmony that she does like with Ed Sheeran, like especially Ed Sheeran, I just love when she collabs with him. And so anyway, hearing Cowboy Like Me with Marcus Mumford as like a really special surprise was incredible. And then my least favorite part of the concert, and this is like totally dependent on your seats, but this was a very, very unfortunate thing that no one could have known. But so basically like the stadium is like an oval, and we were like on one of the sides of the oval. And first of all, thank you so much, Regina, for selling us your tickets. We are so incredibly grateful for them, and we just had the best time, and I can't wait for you to see her in Texas. And so we were on just like one of the sides of the oval of the stadium, and that's kind of where we saw BTS at the same stadium, and we had a great view, and we did have a great view for this. However, on the floor they have 2 ginormous like video speaker pillars on both sides of the floor, and it was completely covering like the center of the stage. So like basically, if you think of the stage, like here is like those screens at the front, and then there's like a long catwalk, and there's like a wider part in the middle and a wider part at the end. The pillar was completely covering up the wider part in the middle, which is where she entered from. And we didn't even see her like enter the concert. I was like, where is she? Like everyone's screaming and I don't even see her. So that was like really upsetting, I would say. But like they didn't disclose that those were like or restricted view seats. So all I can say is that you might have more of a restricted view than you're expecting, which is very weird to me. And I've been to so many concerts and never have had that happen. So I don't know if it was just the placement at the Las Vegas stadium or if it will be an issue at other stadiums, but that was just like my least favorite part because literally the whole show was amazing. It was just my view wasn't that great because of that like little pillar. So that is that. You guys can come back if you had me muted and didn't want to hear spoilers. So I hope that that answered a bunch of stuff for those of you who wanted to hear about Vegas and Taylor. Okay. Oh, someone also asked my favorite Vegas hotels. So for the past 2 times, we've stayed at Planet Hollywood, which is awesome. I would really recommend staying at Planet Hollywood. It's very central to what we like to do on the Strip. It's attached to the Miracle Mile Mall, which is like convenient if you want to go shopping. We typically don't, but there's like a lot of restaurants over there. And then it's right across, literally at a crosswalk from the Cosmopolitan, which is probably our favorite hotel to go to. Like the Chandelier Bar is just so incredible. And they have a lot of restaurants. We have never eaten at any of the restaurants, but there are a lot at the Chandelier Bar and the Cosmopolitan. And it's also right across from the Bellagio, which we always try to go to see what the like current like thing is at the conservatory. So it's just very convenient, and it's also right next to the Paris Hotel, which I have just sung the praises of the Eiffel Tower restaurant so much. And if you are going to Vegas and want a very special meal, go to the Eiffel Tower restaurant at the Paris like hotel or casino or whatever. It is the best experience, food, view, everything. So yeah, Planet Hollywood for staying, but then my favorite hotel in terms of like going there, and I would really like to stay there, is Park MGM. That's the hotel that has the Lady Gaga, House of Gaga, like a museum, and that's completely free to walk into, and it has her, like a lot of her costumes from concerts, as well as like A Star is Born, and maybe in the future they'll have things from Joker 2, which I'm just so excited about. And Park MGM also has Eataly, which we always go to and get Moscato or Aperol Spritz or whatever, and just have like a nice chill afternoon. And they also have amazing restaurants. We've been to Lala Noodles and Best Friend, and both are great like Asian restaurants. So they just have a lot of good stuff. And Park MGM is completely smoke free, which after staying at Planet Hollywood this time, it was so smoky because we were on the floor right above the casino, which like we couldn't have known really going into it because they just place you on whatever floor. But yeah, so Park MGM is smoke free, which I think is amazing, and I just really like the vibe there. I do a lot of stuff there every time, so I would like to stay at Park MGM one day. Okay. Wow. So I feel like I talked so long about that, but I did have a lot of questions about that. So, a big question that I got a lot is if I will be coming back to YouTube in terms of like a more regular basis. And I just have to be honest that the answer is no. I don't see myself posting like I used to. Looking back, I don't know how I did it. Like, I genuinely have no idea how I maintained posting as much as I did over 10 years. But last year I just like burned out so much in terms of like everything. And YouTube is a big commitment, and like I put a lot of pressure on myself in terms of like how much I want to put out and all that stuff. So just for me personally, I am not like looking to come back to YouTube on like a full-time basis, which I know is like really sad, but I do want to do lives like I'm doing today and like I've done in the past. This is just a way easier thing for me to do, and really fun to interact with you instead of just sitting in front of a camera and talking to myself and then editing it and then posting it. That's just like not what I'm interested in doing anymore. I really would just rather have this like live interaction, which I think is so like unique to social media, and just makes me feel like I'm doing like I'm actually like doing something. Like when I would film and then edit and stuff, that felt like work, but this feels like fun. Like I'm just hanging out with my friends. And so that's what I want to do moving forward. And over the next few weeks, I do have video ideas, some of them inspired by the questions that I got. So I was definitely planning to do a Sephora sale recommendation video because the sale starts like mid-April. So I'll definitely get that up. Like I'll do a live. All these will be lives. So I'll do a live for my Sephora sale recommendations, and all my lives I save. So like you can watch them back at any time, skip forward, whatever, if you can't make the live. So you'll always be able to watch. And oh, thank you so much. You rather watch live and unedited anyway. Yeah, I just think I love watching people live. So I hope some of you guys like it too. And my eyeshadow, I forgot to mention at the beginning, is the Pat McGrath palette I got yesterday at Marshall's. I used just the black and this middle color. Oh my God, it is insane, you guys. So if you have a Marshalls or like probably maybe TJ Maxx, check it out, the Bronze Bliss palette. I got this for $15 at Marshall's last night, and mine had tons. So I hope that you guys also can get your hands on it if you want. But yeah, love, love, love it. So I also want to do an everyday makeup bag video. I basically only use a makeup bag now. I rarely ever reach into my makeup drawers, which is a shame, I would say, but that's just the way I've been doing it. So I'll do an everyday makeup bag. And this, I don't know if this is too boring because I literally still do the same thing. My skincare routine. I just have my skincare routine down to a science. And if you guys are interested in seeing that, let me know. But it's pretty much what you know I've always used, but at least then it would be consolidated into a video. So let me know about that. But yeah, I just really wanted to be like transparent to you guys. I'm not planning on coming back to YouTube in terms of like vlogs or anything like that. Because it's just, I just can't mentally do it. Like I just can't. And it's not that I don't want to, but I just can't. Like if I had an editor, that would change things drastically for me. But like, I just, first of all, don't trust anyone. And I don't like make that much money on YouTube to be able to pay someone to do that. So anyway, that's that. Definitely let me know if you ever have like requests or recommendations of videos to do, because I like want to do what you guys want to see. Okay. Switching it up to like books and stuff like that, which first of all, the Kindle is a life-changing device. If you are a reader, I cannot sing the praises of the Kindle enough. And I did like link it in the description of this video because people actually quite often ask me what Kindle I bought. So this is the Paperwhite Signature Edition. I got like a kit that comes with a charging dock and the case. And I think the case is really like worth getting. I'm pretty sure it was not that much more than just getting the Kindle itself, but I don't know, it's like satisfying to like close it kind of like a book. But the Kindle is, I would say, a great investment if you're a reader. And oh my god, we have matching color cases, Lisa, awesome. And I just rarely ever read physical books now. Even though I have hundreds and hundreds of books I need to read that I bought a physical copy of, but now I never read physical. This is amazing. Oh my god, that's so great to hear. I've had my Kindle Paperwhite for 7+ years and it still works perfectly. Wow. Like, this thing does seem like a workhorse. It never, like, the battery lasts forever. Like, I charge it like once a month. It's insane. But someone asked, what are my favorite books that I've read lately? And I've read a lot of good books lately. Thrillers I'm really back into. I love like a quick thriller read. And the two best ones that I've read lately are The Overnight Guest by Heather Gudenkauf and His and Hers by Alice Feeney. And I also have my Goodreads link down below. That is the best resource for you guys to know what I'm reading, what I think of it. I'm a very, I would say, generous rater. Like, most of my books, I give them a 4 or 5. It's rare I ever give less unless I literally could not finish the book. But yeah, thrillers, The Overnight Guest and His and Hers were awesome. Like, literal such page turners, amazing. And then in terms of like general fiction, The Light Pirate by Lily Brooks Dalton is one of my favorite like fiction books I've ever read. I don't read a ton of just general fiction. And this did have like other elements to it beyond just like fiction, but it's about like a girl, like a family, but focuses on a young girl that goes through a tragedy of living in Florida where there's like hurricanes like all the time, and it just like destroys the way they live and like takes so much away from her and her family. And I don't want to spoil it because it's just so good. But yeah, The Light Pirate, check it out. I think I had to buy that on like as an ebook. Most of my ebooks I get either through Kindle Unlimited because I don't know if I have like a temporary subscription from buying the Kindle or what, but Kindle Unlimited has a lot of books. I'm pretty sure the thrillers I mentioned were Kindle Unlimited. Or if not, I also get a lot of my books through my library, and you just download, I think it's Libby is the one that I use, but you just download like a library app and have a library account, and it's free to have that. And then you can just like borrow ebooks from your library and send them directly to your Kindle. It is the coolest thing ever. It's way more affordable to read on an ebook than physical. Like, I was buying so many books, especially new releases, and it was just adding up so fast. But like on my Kindle, there's just so many at the tip of your fingers. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, give me your book recommendations, especially thrillers if you have them. Okay, this was such a great question. Someone asked, what is your biggest dream? And I was like, holy shit. Like, I don't know. What is my biggest dream? And then I was thinking about it and I was like, wow, I'm pretty sure my biggest dream in life is to have a beach house or like a beach condo that is ocean front, or like you can see the beach, hear the ocean, hear the waves. Like, that is my biggest dream in my life, is to have like an Ocean City, Maryland condo or beach house, which Probably I could only get a beach house on like Fenwick or something because I don't really notice a lot of beach houses in Ocean City, like proper, but maybe like Dewey Beach, Fenwick, like that strip. But definitely like a beach house or condo, like on the ocean. Like I need to hear the waves and see the ocean when I wake up in the morning. Like that is my biggest dream in my life. And I hope that comes true one day because that would just be amazing. Um, oh my God, some weirdo is in here. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Um, so then there was another question by the same person that said, which state would you like to live in? And so I would definitely say related to that as well. I would prefer, I guess, to live in Maryland because of Ocean City, Maryland. Like Ocean City, Maryland is one of my happy places. There in Las Vegas, I feel the most like free and just like happy, and just being at the beach just makes me overjoyed. So I would like to live in Maryland, specifically for Ocean City, Maryland. Okay, this was such a funny question. What is the randomest thing in your closet? And I was like, oh my God, like, do I have anything random? And then I was like, oh my God, pretty much everything I have is random. So I picked two things because I have so many like graphic tees. That's like all I wear. So I picked two that I think are really like random and funny, and I just love them. So this one is one of my proudest shirts that I ever bought, and I just love it. It says, "You're pretty cool, but you're not Adam Driver." And I absolutely love Adam Driver. I watch anything he does, and I just am in love with Adam Driver. And me and my dad saw the movie 65. I think I mentioned my last vlog or my last like live. We saw 65 with Adam Driver. Like I don't even care about like Jurassic Park or like whatever, like because it's like a dinosaur movie. But because it was pretty much just Adam Driver solo, like throughout the whole movie, I was like, I need to see this immediately. And so, yes, I have that shirt. I think it's so random and so fun. And I actually wear that a lot. And then this one I have yet to wear because it is so kind of crazy and random that I just don't even know like when to wear it. But this is a cake-worthy shirt, and it's Rapunzel and Pascal when Pascal is like wearing a dress, but they like made it to look like her dress. And I just love this shirt, but genuinely, I've never worn it. I got this on sale at Box Lunch, like on clearance, and I just had to have it because I love like how straight-faced Pascal is, and I just really love Tangled as well. So this is probably truly the randomest thing in my closet, but I really need to get like an opportunity to wear that because I just never worn it yet. Okay. Do you wear more or less makeup since you stopped making beauty videos? I wear way less makeup. I almost never wear makeup anymore. Like I put on makeup today because I wanted to, and I wanted to use my new palette. And I do still love makeup. I still love wearing makeup, but just honestly, day to day, like being at home, I don't often wear makeup. And like one of the biggest reasons I don't is because of my nose ring or my nose piercing. It is so annoying to me to wash my face with this nose ring, and I love my nose ring or piercing. I would say ring, but it's just like a stud. But it is very annoying to remove makeup around my nose piercing. And so ever since I got my piercing, I really wore way less makeup, and it's partially because like I work remote, but also because of washing my face with my nose ring. Like you literally, I have to get like a Q-tip and like go around it. It's just very annoying. Like if you wear foundation specifically, which if I wear makeup, I usually wear foundation. But yeah, way less makeup, way less frequent. I guess I would say I wear it less frequently. If I wear makeup, I wear a lot, but if I would say how frequently I wear makeup, it's way less frequently. And then, has your beauty routine changed lately? Have you tried anything new? So that was what inspired me to do like a skincare routine video, because it really hasn't changed, but I think that's like a testament to how much I like it. And you guys were commenting that you would like to see it, so I will definitely do a skincare routine. And in terms of trying anything new, I try a lot of new makeup. Like I still buy a lot of makeup, which is weird because I don't wear a lot of makeup, but makeup still makes me really excited. I still love makeup and I still like trying new stuff. So I'll definitely show some of that in my Sephora like recommendations video because there are a few new things, newer things that I really like that I've never talked about on my channel. Let's see, has anything helped with your anxiety? So, yes. And I would say like the biggest thing is like awareness of anxiety. And I definitely have had anxiety my entire life, but I had no idea that what I was experiencing was anxiety. And it's just really like life-changing to me, like that my sister talked to her doctor, which actually had the same doctor at the time. She talked to her doctor about like anxiety, or she didn't know it was anxiety, but she was like, my chest feels really tight and all this stuff, and I can't sleep at night because my thoughts are like just like destroying my like ability to fall asleep. And so the doctor like recommended or said that like those are signs of anxiety, and prescribed her like a medication that would work for her. And so just like hearing my sister talk about that she has anxiety made me realize, oh my God, I have those symptoms too. And I just thought it was the way I had to live for the rest of my life, was like a really tight chest. Like literally all the time I had a tight chest. And just like always feeling like anxious is like the best word that I can use to describe it now that I know what it is. And so I talked to my doctor. I did like a virtual visit, and she asked me like a bunch of questions about like, is this a new thing? And it was more intense at the time that I talked to her. Like it was like 2020, like peak of COVID. My mom had an extremely stressful job and still does. That was just really became worse during COVID. And so I was just like so stressed all the time and so anxious all the time. And so I talked to my doctor and she prescribed me like a medication that was right for my symptoms, and it is literally life-changing. And I like am a proponent of using like doctor prescribed medication if that's what they think is best for you. And I'm glad that I use it because it really helps me. But just like in a general sense, talking to your doctor about how you feel and like seeing what would be best for you, that is what I would recommend and what like I think really helped me. And then just in terms of like day to day, like what helps with my anxiety, I have like this really tiny weighted blanket that is, I think it's for like kids or dogs. I think I recall when I ordered it on Amazon. But it's like really small. Like most weighted blankets are like a huge blanket, but I also get very claustrophobic. So I didn't want like a huge weighted blanket on me because really only my chest gets really tight, and like having something to like press on it and that like soothes it. So like a tiny weighted blanket that I use like when I'm falling asleep really, really helps me. And then just like awareness in general, like if I know that I'm gonna have to go somewhere that I'm not familiar with, I know that I will be extremely anxious if I'm not there like 30 minutes early. So I get there 30 minutes early because I know then I can calm myself down in the car or whatever, and just know that like just knowing kind of what will help you, that like finding out what helps me is what has helped. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, so that has helped. Talk to your doctor, literal life changing. I cannot imagine how much worse I would feel if I never talked to my doctor. And then someone asked, what is your go-to activity to make yourself happy when you feel sad? And my first thought was nap. I swear I could sleep like 16 hours a day and I would be like really happy about that. Like I am just so tired all the time, and a lot of it is like my anxiety is not cured. I will always have anxiety and I still find it very hard to fall asleep at night. So a lot of times I go to bed and I don't fall asleep for hours and hours and hours. So I don't get a lot of sleep, even if it seems like I do, because I'm always in bed, but I'm not asleep for the majority of it. So when I feel like sad or just overwhelmed, usually sleeping is a go-to for me. I also love reading, like reading something that just completely takes me out of my reality. And my sister is always saying I shouldn't watch and read like thrillers and stuff like that because I'm so paranoid and so scared of everything. But like that just like gets me out of reality. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like it just works for me, even though it probably has negative side effects of me being paranoid of everything. But like getting out of my head, I guess, is what really helps. So like reading or like watching like certain shows, like not every show will help me, but like watching Survivor or like something completely crazy, like usually reality TV, it really helps me get out of like a funk and just helps me focus on something completely like, even though it's reality TV, it's like so not real, you know? Like it is, but not real for my life. And then I have a huge recommendation for YouTube, a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna butcher the channel name, but it's a K-pop like channel, and the girl's name is Katie, and her channel name is Shawalzen Shal, oh my god, Shalzen L, I think is how you say it. But she does K-pop like unboxings of like albums and then also collects photo cards. And that is one of the next questions is about K-pop. And she is the most soothing person I've ever watched ever in my life. Her voice is so soothing. It is just so calming to watch her. And like if I like just feel tense and don't want to watch like Survivor or whatever, I watch Katie's videos and I literally watch her 24/7. Like I watch her when I'm doing my skincare. I watch her when I'm getting ready for bed. Like I just watch her all the time and she is just so soothing to me. And I absolutely love her channel. So that always makes me feel happy if I'm feeling sad. And then someone, I'm so happy, asked me, who are your favorite K-pop groups and biases? Oh my God, you guys. So if you're not into K-pop, like you should be. And literally the world of K-pop is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is so incredible. And there's like so many like unique things to it. Like most K-pop like artists are a group. Like I feel like that's rare in like American music. It's usually like a solo artist. Like it's not usually like a group of singers and dancers. Like they are the most incredible dancers ever. And then within the group, your favorite person is called your bias. And so I'm gonna give you my top 4 groups and my biases. So ITZY is my number 1 alt group. And my main bias is Yeji, and she's the leader. And then my like secondary bias is Ryujin, who I just think is such a badass. I just love her energy. And then my third bias is Leah, because she's just the sweetest, sweetest thing. And then I also love Cherion and Yuna. Like I love them all I just am obsessed with them. And then Twice is my other favorite girl K-pop group, and my numero uno ult bias is Jihyo. She's also the leader. I always just tend to like the leader. I don't know why. Like without knowing they're the leader, I'm like, oh yeah, they're my favorite. And then I find out they're the leader. So Jihyo is my ult Twice bias. And then I also love Momo and Dahyun. Dahyun is my new like bias wrecker. I'm like, she's like coming for me, you know? And I just love them. And then for guy groups, I love 17. They're my favorite guy K-pop group. And my bias is the 8, or Minghao is his like real name. And then BTS was the first group, like Rachel, my sister, she got us into K-pop, and BTS is like her ult and like her ult group. And so we like are really involved with BTS, and BTS my like bias is RM. There's no question. I've loved RM since day one. Rap monster, like literally obsessed. And yeah, so those are my 4 top K-pop groups and my biases. And I do have a K-pop photo card account. It's Mitzi Meg, and I do collect K-pop photo cards now. I just love it. It's so much fun. Okay, now what you guys have all been waiting for, and you've been waiting 40 minutes for it, the life update and juiciest questions. So I got a lot of questions about dating, and I got a lot of questions about my job. So I'll start with dating because there's less update there. So I'm not dating. I have not dated in over a year. Yeah, a year ago was the last time I ever talked to a dude, and dating is so exhausting to me. Like I obviously want a partner, like that would be great, but I am like very, very satisfied and also like very busy with my life just by myself. And I just haven't prioritized dating. It's so overwhelming to online date. It's exhausting. It is a full-time job. It is emotionally draining, and I just don't have time for that shit right now. So I am not dating. I don't have any interests other than Adam Driver, as you saw on my shirt. I am just like not there mentally and or emotionally. Like literally I take such long breaks between dating people because it just like destroys me. And if you want like to get a grasp of my last like relationship, listen to Renegade by Taylor Swift with Big Red Machine or something. That is the story of what I went through. Like, I have no idea how Taylor understands like everything, but that is exactly how I felt, and it's still like devastating to me to this day. But anyway, I just don't have it in me to date, basically, is the bottom line. Okay, and then job. So, you guys, like the one question was, how did you cope with the job loss and did you see it coming? So if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw that I was laid off in February. It was the most like shocking, devastating thing I've ever experienced. Like, of course, we have all seen the news over the past like year or two of like mass layoffs, especially at like tech companies. And silly me, I was literally saying to people like, oh, I'm so thankful I don't work at a tech company because I can't imagine dealing with these layoffs. And then go figure, a few weeks later, I get laid off from a non-tech company, but I work in digital marketing within an organization that is not like digital. And like, honestly, for the past year or so, I have been very, very unhappy at my job. And I was like looking here and there for like a next move, a next job, but it's just so hard to like dedicate time to job hunting while you're already in a job. Like it is it's really, really hard. So I was like applying here and there for the past year, but like only had I think one interview in a year, and like that didn't come to anything. But I've been very unhappy with my job, and like I did want to get out. But I did not want to get laid off. Like I did not see that coming. It was very shocking, but also looking back, I do like see that there were signs like they were changing things about like structure of our team and like not backfilling people that left and like things that were just like red flags, but I never expected to get laid off because I was there for 5 years. I felt like that was like a good safety net, like compared to other people that have been there for shorter. But I got laid off in addition to 20 other people throughout the organization, and it sucked. Like I just was so devastated that first day. But literally, you guys, I don't know if it was just my anxiety or just like my frustration or just the fact that I already wanted to leave. The night that I got laid off in the morning, they shut off my computer. I couldn't even tell anyone that I got laid off. They literally just deleted my existence from the company. And that night, like I had already been applying, like I said, so I already had my resume up to date, and I just started applying like a maniac. Like I was just applying. Like I did not do anything other than apply to jobs for like from that first night through like a few weeks ago. Like all I did was apply for jobs. And if you're looking for a job, like all I looked on was LinkedIn jobs. It was so easy. I felt like it was way more reliable than like Indeed or other places. So I just like applied nonstop to jobs through LinkedIn, and I applied to everything, like everything related to what I wanted to do. And I just told myself like cast a wide net and have the confidence of a man, because like the statistics show that men will apply much more frequently to jobs that don't have like all the qualifications. So like I was like, okay, even if I don't perfectly fit all the qualifications, if it's like something I want to do, I'm going to apply to it. So I applied, I don't even know how many jobs, like hundreds. I applied to hundreds of jobs, and it was like all I could think about was getting a job, because I was like, I either need to get a corporate job again, or I need to like work in retail again. Like I was not, nothing was below me basically. I was like, if I have to go back to like, I didn't want to go back to Bed Bath and Beyond, but if I had to work at like Target or like Starbucks or something, like I would do it. And that really motivated me because I didn't want to have to do that. But I was just like, I am a qualified individual and I'm going to apply to as much as I can and just like apply nonstop. And if nothing bites in like a few months, I will take like a job that like I don't really want, but I need the money. And thankfully I could get unemployment. And I did get a severance, which made it a lot more like gave me a lot more cushion, you know, to be able to apply and whatnot. So I was applying like an insane person. When me and my dad went to Nashville, like the week after I got laid off, we just took a spontaneous trip to visit my Aunt Sue and Uncle Don. And that whole week I had like virtual interviews every single morning. It was insane. And then the next week, I also had a ton of interviews, and then it was like crickets. And I was so scared and like down on myself and just like not feeling confident to like what I felt confident about before. Because I was like, when I was applying and getting interview requests and stuff, that made me obviously very confident. But when I started getting like, thank you so much, but we went with a different candidate, or like your resume doesn't line up perfectly and we're like passing. Like, of course, that like really hurts. And I was like checking my email obsessively. Like, every single second of every single day. And it was just really like emotionally draining. I was so exhausted from doing it, but I was like, I need to get a job. I need to get a job. I need to get a job. Like, that's just all I thought all the time. And so basically, I applied, I was interviewing wherever I could, felt really good about like a few places. Some felt the same and some didn't, and I was really close to getting an offer from a skincare company actually, which was really cool. But oddly enough, like they were looking for someone remote, but later on in the process they told me it would not be a like full-time position, it would be a contractor, and I wouldn't have any benefits. I wouldn't like have PTO. And I was like, "Oh my God." Like I went through so many rounds of interviews with them, and I was just like in shock, honestly, that it ended up not being what I thought it was. And it was like a small company. I've never heard of it before, so it's not like a mainstream skincare company we use. But they seemed like reputable and everything. But just the fact they like concealed, I would say, that the job was a contractor and not full-time employment, I just thought that was really sketchy. But it was the one that I was farthest along, and like I really felt like I had no other options. But I talked to my family, I talked to my friends, and everyone was like, you're getting like a lot of good like interview opportunities and stuff. Like this is clearly not it. If you're not gonna have benefits, you're not gonna have time off, like there will be something else that comes along. And it was really hard for me to walk away from that like interview process, because it was like they wanted to have another round, and then they said like if that goes well there will be an offer. And I didn't want to get to that point, because if you get an offer, if you're on unemployment in Pennsylvania at least, and you get a offer for a job, and either way, if you accept it or you don't accept it, you will no longer be eligible for unemployment. So I knew that if I kept going forward with them and they offered me a job and I said no, I would still not be eligible for unemployment. So because of that, I backed out of the interview process, even though I had spent so much time interviewing with them. But all of that to say, that was the right decision. Like at this time in my life, I need benefits, I need PTO. Like I'm a single woman that needs to provide fully for myself. And like that was not an option to take something that didn't provide those necessities, I would say. So after that happened, I was really upset, but I was still applying, I was still interviewing places, still trying to have like a really open mind. And I think that that helped with the process, because I was basically like, I would do any industry. Like I wanted to stay within digital marketing, I knew that, but I would do like any industry. And so, long story short, I was applying, I was interviewing, I was very fortunate to get a lot of interviews. Even if it was just a first round and they weren't interested after that, like I at least was having interviews, which felt good. Um, and then in the end, I am so excited and proud to say I have accepted a job, and I start in mid-April, and I am really nervous and I'm really excited and I'm really just like every emotion possible. And it was like a fast process. Like I feel very fortunate. Like the company that I now like am employed with, really kept the process moving. Like I had an HR interview one week, like on a Wednesday or Thursday. By like Monday or Tuesday, I had like an interview with the hiring manager. And then the next week, I had interviews like with the VP, my like direct colleagues, and like cross functional people. And then the next week, I had something else. And then it was like, an offer. And like Oh yeah, references. That was like a big thing. That was like stressful to me because they wanted so many references. And thank you so much if you were one of my references. I'm so, so fortunate to have like such supportive people like around me. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's gonna make me cry. Like, I'm just so thankful and I'm so proud of myself and just so relieved. Like, literally, I'm so relieved. Like, that is my biggest emotion, is just like relief. And I was like so scared I was gonna have to be like homeless. I wouldn't, but just have to move out from like living with Alyssa, like if I didn't get a job. And it was just like so scary. Like, I'm just so, so relieved. And I'm so thankful that you guys have like really been like supportive. And I'm sorry if I didn't get back to you. Like, if you offered like to help me out with like a job opportunity or something, like I've just been so focused on like what I thought was like the right path for me that I just kind of like really zoned in and like didn't look for like freelance or like other things that I thought I would at the beginning. And I have no idea how stressed I'm gonna be with this job, but I'm just thankful I found something. I feel like the team was really like like a good team to work with, and the hiring manager, like I had such good vibes with her, and I just really hope like all of it is like how I felt in the interviews it is the way it is in real life. And of course jobs like suck. Like, I don't want to have a job, but I need to have a job. And I'm just very relieved. And yeah, I'm just relieved is like the biggest feeling. And yeah, so that was the big life update. I really kept you strung along to the bitter end there. But I am just so happy to give you guys that update. Like, some of you have been with me since college. Some of you have been with me since I worked at Bed Bath & Beyond right after college. And then I got my first like office job. And then I left that job after like a really like intense breakup. I literally was dumped and then I left my job, and it was like the worst, like hardest time in my life, but also like the happiest because I was just so proud of myself like to get like a better job. And like, I just, if I could like give anyone advice, it's like to really have confidence in yourself, even if it's like false confidence. Like, just tell yourself like you are awesome, and like you like go into interviews or go into whatever you're doing with like a sense of confidence. And I feel like that will just take you farther than you think you can go. Like, I never thought I would be like at like the company that I'm going to next. I never thought I would be at the company I was at before, and I just never like expected it. Yes, fake it till you make it. I say that all the time. Some people think that's a negative way to think, but I truly 100% believe in fake it till you make it. And yeah, I just think that that helps me at least, and it's been working so far. But anyway, you guys, this has been so much fun. I hope that you enjoyed as much as you watched. Like, if you watched the whole thing, thank you so much for being here for an hour. And if you couldn't join till later, thank you so much for being here at all. And this will be saved, so don't worry, you can watch it if you want to at another time. And then I have a few weeks off in between, like, oh my God, Lisa, yes, get more money. I want all of us to make more money, and I want all of us to have a better job. And like, I just feel like if I can make a lot of money right now, I want to like retire, you know? Like, I just can't wait to retire. Even though I'm only 30. I'm like, okay, I really need to make money now so I can retire like as soon as possible, even though it'll be like decades, I'm sure. But anyhow, yeah, this was so fun. This is so nice to catch up with you. Yeah, so I have a few weeks off in between, so I'm definitely going to do a few more lives for you guys, and they will be more like beauty focused as opposed to like chit chatty, whatever. But if you have any, like if we want to do Q&As like every few months, I think that would be really fun. And you guys are so sweet. I'm so thankful to have you all here. And this has just been awesome. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. I am going to go eat my bagel sandwich because I can never like eat before these because I just get so nervous. But now I will eat my bagel sandwich and cuddle with Mocha and watch Laguna Beach with Alyssa. So thank you guys again. I hope you guys have a great one. Sorry about this being vertical. I tried to have it horizontal, but it just didn't work. So anyhow, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will definitely see you soon. Bye.